Rabbits react to dry season in various forms, and one of the ways they react actually is not just in their feeding but also in their reproduction. Over the years, I've heard from so many farmers that they tend to have less successful crossing in dry season. In fact, some people have totally stopped crossing their female rabbits in dry season because they realize that when they cross the female rabbit, the rabbit does not conceive, or maybe they cross like 20 female rabbits and only 5 successfully deliver. The remaining 15 lost the pregnancy along the way, or probably was never successful in the first place. Now this can be heartbreaking, and it can actually delay the smooth running of your business if you're into rabbit farming and rabbit production, because you know that in agriculture, number is of a major necessity, because if you cannot increase the number of your rabbits, you are not going to be in profit and you're not going to be in business. The ability to actually multiply the number is a major advantage you don't want to take for granted. So what do you do in dry season? That's exactly what I'm going to be addressing in today's video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Matthew, and on this channel we teach you about rabbit farming and everything that is in between. So if you are new on this channel, please do well to like the video and subscribe to our channel. You have a lot to learn from this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, so the first thing you must put into consideration from the beginning of your rabbit farming journey is a good ventilation in your rabbit cage environment. You must ensure that your rabbit cage and the way you build the cage and situate it must allow for cross ventilation. Yes, it is very important that breeze can blow, fresh air can freely move around your rabbit cage, because these animals are very sensitive to smell. So if you don't allow fresh air to blow and there is no enough fresh air, when it is dry season, they will be suffocating. In fact, heat stress is a major thing that kill rabbit during dry season, and a lot of people have experienced this over the years. Heat stress kills rabbits a whole lot in dry season. You understand? I have had a situation where someone put rabbit inside the backo bag just for a 15-20 minute distance. You understand? In dry season, and by the time he got to the destination, the rabbit was not dead yet, but the rabbit was already suffering from serious heat stress. Saliva was coming from the mouth, all the jaw was already wet, and that is a sign of heat stress. Eventually the rabbit could not make it. The heat was too much and it eventually died. Especially male rabbits. You see that their scrotum does not allow for heat. Immediately the heat that is getting to the scrotum is excessive. Trust me, the entire body is just going to pack off. You understand? That is why if you observe most of my videos, in most of my weigh bill, I always use baskets for weigh bill, because when they are in transit, they need fresh air. They need to be well ventilated. That is what we enhance their safety. I've sent to places like Umaya, I've sent to places like Owerri, places like Nnewi, places like Uyo. Some of them are 2 days journey. Akwanga was almost 3 days journey, sir. But eventually they got it at night on the second day. So it was a 2 days journey to Akwanga. You understand? All those kind of places. Kebbi, those places are very far. So but how do we send those rabbits and they get there safely? By sending them in baskets. In fact, the one that is susceptible to eat the most is the male. You understand? The male tends to react fast. They die fast when the heat is excessive. But when you allow good, well ventilated environments, you understand? Because that's why I used to tell people, it's not good to build a rabbit cage with wood. Everywhere you pack it with wood, it's only the door you now use net. You have already killed the rabbits. Use net all around the cages so that breeze can blow to those animals. You understand? In the wild where they exist, they are not kept, they are not confined in an environment, so they have access to fresh air. Except for predators, they don't have issue with heat in the wild. So even when we are domesticating them, we should not kill them ourselves due to negligence. You understand? So you want to ensure that you make a good, healthy cage for them so that they cannot be susceptible to heat. You understand? That's the first thing. The second thing is that you must provide water regularly. Water must be provided regularly for your rabbit. This is very, very important. Water. I'm sorry I'm making this video in the evening and the sun is almost out. This is almost 6:30 p.m. already, so it might not be bright, but at least if you don't enjoy the visual, please listen to what I'm saying. You will learn a lot of things from it. So some people believe that rabbit does not need water. My brother, is a big lie. Especially for the kind of rabbits that we are raising now. They are exotic breed. They are not local breed. They need water, sir. They need water. If they eat, if they are going to digest that food very well, metabolism procedure needs water. If your rabbit will grow well and have good digestion, they need water. As a matter of fact, it has been proven that rabbits that drink water more, they grow faster. In case you don't know, the rabbits that drink water more, they tend to what? They tend to grow much faster. So your rabbit needs water. And when it comes to dry season, when the level of dehydration is very high, then you want to ensure that you always make water available to them. Sometimes in some instances where you have maybe like 3 or 4 growers inside the same cage, if it is spacious enough to contain them, or like we who have the outgrowing cage where we keep a large number of winners, like 20 or above in the same room, sometime before 6 or 5 p.m., sometimes even before 4 p.m., they have already finished the water inside their drinker. And then you have to top it up again for them to have water to drink all tonight, the night. And when there are more than 10 inside the cage, I'm telling you, you can be sure that before 6 a.m. the following morning, the water has finished. So, but when you make this water available regularly and consistently, the rabbits survive through the dry season. Now, when it comes to crossing, this is what I always advise, especially in dry season. You cross your rabbits early in the morning or late in the evening when the weather is cool, because it can render the semen sterile. So it can render it useless. It will not be able to fertilize. So don't cross in the afternoon when the weather is hot. You cross early in the morning when the weather is cool, or in the evening when the weather is very cool. You understand? That is when you cross. You can even cross at night and midnight. Yes, there was a time we crossed in the midnight because we were going to cross about 60 female rabbits. So we started crossing from 9 p.m. and we crossed into about 12 in the midnight. Because some of them were taking time. You understand? So you can cross in the midnight. The weather is very favorable that time. So if you have the chance, you understand. But I always recommend early in the morning, late in the evening. So if you cross that way, and also make sure that there is a shade on your rabbit cage. And now for those who don't have a shade, who just have the roof on the cage, that's okay. But you can get things like maybe palm leaf or palm frond or banana and plantain leaf and put on top of the iron sheet that you have used for roofing, so that they can reduce the level of heat intensity that comes from the roof to the rabbit cage. You understand? Or if you have asbestos, you can also place asbestos on your roof. It will reduce the level of heat that will be communicated via the roofing sheet to the rabbit cage. You understand? When the heat is too excessive, or maybe your cage is even directly under the sun, then it can actually lead to the rabbits getting not conceiving or even losing their pregnancy. Now, after you have crossed your rabbits and the crossing is successful, in 12 hours after crossing, fertilization would have taken place. So by the time you take the rabbit back to the male in 24 hours after you have crossed it, the rabbit will not allow the male to cross it any further. It will be making some grunting noise. It will be making some grunting noise, by which you will be able to know that this rabbit is actually pregnant. Now, when that is done, it is not enough to conclude like that, because these animals are very, very sensitive. Now, before you go to the next point, make sure that they are well fed. See, when rabbits are not well fed, there's something we call fetus reabsorption. After your rabbit has become pregnant, they can actually reabsorb their fetus back into their body as nourishment when they are not well fed. So if you are not feeding them well, they can reabsorb the baby back into their body as nutrients, and they will not give it. So if you want a pregnant rabbit to retain the pregnancy and carry it, to full term, make sure that your rabbit is well fed. Now, that being done, the next thing is that on the 16th day, 16th day, palpate your rabbit. Maybe I'm going to make another video on how to palpate rabbit. It's very simple. The stomach in between the two legs downward. You understand? You carry the rabbit with the hair, and then you use your hand to feel that region. You will feel some small hard substance in between the two legs. I'm going to make another video where I will actually literally palpate a rabbit and show you how it is done. You will feel those hard substance in between the legs. These are not poo. They are a little bit bigger than the poo. You understand? So, and you can feel like 1 or 2 or 3, something like that. You can just feel them. When you have that feeling in between the leg, you understand? Those are the fetus that are developing and growing inside the mother. Immediately you feel them, you can be sure that the rabbit is pregnant. And when you are sure, just go and prepare the rabbit for delivery. By the time it is 25 or 23rd day, you can place a nest box in a cage to help her prepare for delivery, and put some dry grasses inside the nest box so that you can use them for nest bedding. You understand? She can use them for bedding before she remove her foal and give birth. You understand? So proper feeding is important if they must not lose the pregnancy. Enough sufficient access to water, clean water, is very, very important for them not to lose the pregnancy. Also, the environment of their cage must be such that it allows for free cross ventilation. You understand? Fresh air must be blowing so that the intensity of the heat will not be too much. You know, when I used to be in Kwara State in Ilorin, I'm telling you, that place, the heat is something else. It's literally something else. In fact, sometimes some farmers that I know, they go as far as using the water to wet their rabbits in dry season in Kwara, because the heat in that region is something else. So they just use water to wet those animals just to cool them a little bit. You understand? Because of the level of heat in that region. You know, places that are getting close to the north, or even the north itself, they tend to experience very high level heat. You understand? So, but when your environment is well ventilated, it tends to reduce the intensity of the heat. You understand? And also, to those farmers who have been telling me that they have stopped crossing their female rabbits completely because they feel that this is dry season and the rabbit will not conceive, you are wrong. You are wrong. And I'm talking to you right now. I have rabbits that are nursing. They just gave birth recently. You know, and some of my customers and people that are even in my neighborhood as well, some of them, the rabbits give birth yesterday, some of them, the rabbits are going to give birth today. You understand? So these are people that I actually, you know, help them to set up their farm and supply them the rabbit, and now they are actually having those rabbits give birth. So don't say because it is dry season you will not cross them at all. Go ahead and cross them. Follow the procedure of the things I've covered in this video, and with that you will be able to see your rabbit giving birth again. You understand? So dry season does not mean that we have to shut down production completely or stop raising the rabbit. No. You don't have to do that. They actually can produce all year round, both in the rainy season and dry season. The most important thing is your management. I'm sorry, one rabbit is actually urinating on my leg here. Those are the things that we face at rabbit farmers anyway. Sometimes when you are carrying them to the garage to go and send to your customer, the rabbit will just urinate on your leg, you know. But what do we do now? It's part of the experience. So I hope you have learned something to this video. So if you have any question, drop your question in the comment section, and I'll be there to answer you. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Have a lovely day.